This is a tutorial on adding pages to the site and creating menus to link to those pages. So first we'll go ahead and log in. Now, Joomla works on a series of articles, and then the site uses menus to link to those articles. So if we wanted to add a new page to the site, there's a quick and easy button here to add a new article. We give it a name. I'm just going to call it a new page. Now, depending on what we wanted it to do, there are some categories within the site. For example, when we add new events, we put them under the events category, and the menu for an event will actually draw that into those pages. Same for shows and for news. You'll see that the Chinook Club has its own category, so content that we want to show up in the Chinook area, we would put in that category of content. In this case, I'm going to add an uncategorized article. We're not sure what we're going to do with it yet. The site will ask for some basic information, whether or not we want it published, whether we want it to be public access or not, and it won't let you save it unless you put a little bit of content. So I'm just going to put content here, and I'm going to save this. So we've now created a new content page that the site has stored, but we have no link to it. So I'm going to now follow the next step, which is creating a link to that. And we do that with the menus. Now you'll see that we have a few menus that are set up for the site. We've got a top menu, which is our top level navigation. And if I click in there, I'll see what's in that. So this is my home, my About ADA, and my drop downs and shows and events and things like that. So if I wanted to create a new page in there, say I wanted to put something under shows and events. So I'm going to create a new menu link. So it wants to know what type of menu we want it to be, and there's lots of different types. You'll see that we could link to things within the ads manager, or we can link to contacts. In this case, I'm going to want to link to a single article. You'll see that the screen changes, and then it asks what article I want to link it to. And it will bring up an article list that is alphabetical. There's my new page. See that it's a public article, it's uncategorized. So I'm going to click on that, it selects it. It then wants to know what I want that menu title to be called. In this case, I'm just going to call it new page. We could call it anything, but most often we will call it something that's very similar to the article name to prevent any confusion. Now it wants to know where I want this. Right now, it's going to put it in the top menu. But I can change that. I can put it in the lower menu or in the main menu, things like that. I'm going to leave it in the top menu for this demonstration. But then it also wants to know what I want its parent item to be. So if I leave it at the root, it's going to make another link at the very top level, which would put it then beside the login button. Or I can make it as a sub-menu. In this case, we talked about adding it to shows and events. So I'm going to click on shows and events, and it will now add that new menu to that shows and events list. I can choose where I want that to open. In this case, we're going to have it open in a parent. If we wanted it to open in a new window, we could do that as well, but that is most often not used. The only menu item that we have that uses that right now is the Calgary link, because it is to a different site. I can then save and close that. And I've now created a new link.